What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Man, so much news just continuously keeps dropping, which is a good thing, right? It's good that there is always something going on Treasure Cruise as of late anyway, because it's always a very big pain when there is nothing going on for weeks on end. But luckily, we have more stuff to talk about, which is relating to Blitz Battle, the Four Emperors Blitz Battle. Now, a lot of people have been looking forward to this, some others not so much, understandably so. In this video today, we are going to be talking about the bosses that are going to be debuting here. So there is a boss for each of these Yonko, of course. So you've got one for Shanks, Big Mom, Kaito, and Blackbeard. Now, this is the official website. The link to this will be down below in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. When the actual ranking goes live, which is the 23rd of April at 1900 PST, you'll be able to come here, you'll be able to put in your ID, it shows you where you're ranked and stuff like that. Now, why would you want to be ranking? Now, there are obviously lots of good rewards here. Depending on where you rank, you'll get certain rewards, and top 1000 in each of these, by the way, will get just a random legend poster. This does mean you can rank top 1000 in all 4 of the bosses, and you'll get 4 reds. So like that is something that you can do. You could definitely go ahead and do that. And obviously, depending on where you rank, you will also get special titles right here. So you'll get a special event title. Is that for... Where do you get the title from? Okay, top 5,000, right? Top 5,000, you'll get a title, which is depending on which boss you beat, right? So if you beat only the Redhead Pirates, so the Shanks boss, you'll get this title. If you defeated Big Mom, you'll get this title. If you defeated both Shanks and Big Mom in the top 5,000, you'll get both of these titles. Now, all of these ones here are just titles that say like Redhead Pirates and stuff. Nothing too crazy. But then if you rank even higher in the top 200 is where you get these special titles, which have the actual icon of the Jolly Roger of the Yonko, which is fantastic. And obviously you can get other rewards like that. But we're not really here to talk about the rewards. I'm actually here to talk about the bosses. Now, this is an event site that went live on JP. It's kind of weird that Global doesn't have this, because whenever there's like a new event that's about to drop, they literally have like a full spread of like all the bosses, what they do, information about all of them. Global never has this, and then it just feels like it's up to the content creators to go ahead and do it, which is kind of strange. But either way, let's go ahead and talk about this. We'll talk about each of these bosses along the way. The first one, according to this list, is going to be Shanks. So Shanks is the first boss. Now, Shanks has Ben Beckman on stage 4. All of these Blitz Battle bosses has a mini boss on stage 4. For the Shanks variation, we have Ben Beckman. Now, Ben Beckman, he has 5 million HP, he is a Dex character, and he has a 2-turn, 2-strength slot barrier. Extremely annoying to deal with. So you have to hit him with 2 strength orbs before you can break through his barrier, unless if you have barrier penetration, or like version 1 Big Mom, which can just pierce this barrier anyway. So that's another really good way around it. You also get 2 turns of a 1.1 times chain lock. It also listed here, but you'll get a full board of bomb slots as well. So you have to change your orbs around so you get at least 2 strength slots to pierce that barrier and start dealing damage to him. Then we talk about Shanks. Shanks has 12.8 million HP, also a Dex character. His preemptive attack applies a 3-turn damage threshold and a 2-turn increased defense buff. And that's all he does. So a lot of these Blitz Battle bosses are actually pretty straightforward. There's not too many debuffs you really have to take into consideration. It's just the fact that they have a lot of HP and you want to be mainly utilizing the boosted units so that you can run through it faster, because all of the boosted units have lowered cooldowns and it makes your life a whole lot easier. So first of all, massive shout out to Mr. Mats for posting this on the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit Discord. He actually goes through all of these bosses in greater detail here, which is what I'm talking about. This particular post will be linked down below in the description so you can check it out yourself. But you can actually see a full list of the boosted characters. So if you just want to see the boosted characters in terms of their icons so you can identify which ones you want to pick, this is a much easier way to do so. So this is a really good opportunity to pick out which characters are going to help you in this fight. Now, remember on stage 4 with Ben Beckman, you have to deal with a full board of bomb slots as well as the 2 turns of the chain coefficient lock, right? So this Shanks, the free-to-play one, will get rid of that chain lock, so you want to use him. And in order to change your slots into matching, this Wedding Sanji right here, he changes recovery, bomb, and tandem slots into matching for all your characters. So you can run that Sanji to give you a full board of orbs against the Ben Beckman. And of course, if you've got a few strength characters there, you can then pierce that barrier with those characters. And then talking about Shanks, the final boss Shanks, he will have the threshold and the 2 turns of the defense, right? So you could use this red kid as a friend captain if you guys don't have him yourself. A lot of people will be using him as a captain during the period because of the farming. So if you have this guy as a friend captain, he gets type advantage. His special ability will provide you with a type boost, as well as removing damage threshold. And then he also has the blue shield defense. You could actually go ahead and use this yellow Zoro, this Wano Zoro right here. He's very, very good because he has the ability to set the enemy's defense to 0. So that Zoro right there, very, very, very good for this fight. So those are some example characters that are going to help you in this fight take down the Shanks a little bit easier. So the next boss is against Blackbeard. On stage 4, we have a mini boss, Jesus Burgess. He has 5 million HP, he's an int character, and a 2-hit Psi Orb barrier. Now, this guy does something a little bit different. So he will go ahead and have 3 turns of resilience. You can see that right there, 3 turns of resilience. He gives you a full board of recovery orbs, and he treats them as non-beneficial for 2 turns. He will also cut your health by 70%, and that's really annoying to deal with, right? So we'll talk about characters that can help you with this fight, but basically, you want to get rid of the resilience, and you want to be breaking through, making sure you get matching slots. So changing recovery orbs into matching is an ideal situation here. And then here we have Blackbeard. Blackbeard, once again, 12.8 million, int character. 2 turns of attack down is inflicted to your team, and 3 turns of paralysis, which is, all numb, which is paralysis. 50% probability for 3 turns. So you want to remove the paralysis, and you want to remove the attack down, and that's all you have to deal with for Blackbeard. So talking about this, let's talk about the Jesus Burgess. So you want to remove resilience. Now, this Wano Zoro, once again, he is so good. He does remove resilience by 4 turns, so he's great. And then you also have the ability, you want to change recovery into matching, right? So once again, this Sanji, he changes recovery, he changes bomb, and he changes tandem. So he's going to be another really good character to bring. Then against Blackbeard, as we said, you get attack down and you get paralysis. So removing the attack down, this free-to-play Shanks can remove that. And then for paralysis, you can bring this Capone as the friend captain. He will remove paralysis. So building characters like that on your team, that's going to be a pretty good core that's going to help you through this fight. As long as you bring other characters around that can deal lots of damage, that's going to be a really good way to deal with Blackbeard. The next boss is against Kaito. Stage 4 mini boss is against Jack. Jack has 5 million HP. He's a Dex character, and he has a 2-hit Dex Orb barrier. So this is a little bit different. You don't have to hit him with type advantage orbs with like strength, like the Shanks boss. You have to hit him with Dex Orbs specifically, which makes things a little bit more tricky. This guy will also have the 2 turns of defense. You want to remove that defense or reduce his defense to 0. And he actually gives you a full board of tandem orbs. So we'll talk about characters that can help you out with that. Then the final boss, Kaito. Kaito has 12.8 million. He's a Dex character, you can see. 99 turns of end of turn damage. I believe he does 3,000 damage, I think it was. Yeah, 3,000 damage is dealt at the end of each turn. He also will go ahead and give you 2 turns of chain coefficient reduction, so you want to remove that, and 5 turns of despair is inflicted to your team. So let's go ahead and talk about Jack once again. So again with Jack, he will give you the tandem slots, and you want to remove his defense, right? So removing his defense, this Wano Zoro once again shows up. He reduces enemies' defense to 0, so he's going to be great for that. He also, remember, you need to change tandem slots into matching, or you want to get some Dex Orbs, right? So you could technically use like this rare recruit Apu. I believe he changes tandem orbs into Dex Orbs, so that is an option. Or you could use this Sanji once again, who changes recovery, tandem, and bomb into matching orbs, right? As long as you have some Dex characters, then that's going to help you out. Most of your team should be running this Shank, so that's a free Dex character you can run. So you'd run one other Dex character so you can break Jack's barrier. And then talking about the final boss, Kaito. So again with him, we have Despair is inflicted to our team, and also the chain coefficient reduction. So with the chain coefficient reduction, this Shanks can remove that, so that's perfectly fine. And then this kid, friend captain, once again, has the special ability to remove Despair. So again, with the core of the kid, the Shanks, the Wano Zoro, once again, you could use this Sanji, and you could use Apu. As long as you have some sort of ways to make the slots count as matching, that's going to be a good core in clearing the Kaito boss fight. The final boss is against Big Mom. Now, Big Mom, mini boss is against Katakuri. Katakuri with 5 million HP. He's an int character, and he does not have a barrier like some of the other characters that we talked about previously in the mini boss stages. So what Katakuri does differently is that the characters in your right column will be binded for 6 turns. So you want to have a character in your left-hand column that can remove bind by at least 3 turns. If you've got, your max sockets, that's going to be obviously very ideal here. You should have your max sockets anyway. But again, have a character that can remove bind in your left-hand column. And he also removes beneficial effects, but that's all he does. Basically, you just need a character that can remove bind on this side of your team, and then you can just deal enough damage to him to break through. Now, against the final boss, Big Mom, Big Mom will have 3 turns of resilience, you can see right there. She also buffs her own attack. It's a 1.25 times attack boost. She'll also go ahead and rewind all of your specials for 1 turn. She cuts your health in half, and she also, again, will remove your beneficial effects. So any type of special ability that, you know, is multi-turn that you use against KonradCurze, you can't really carry it into this stage unless it's like a perfect hit style special. This one specifically will remove your beneficial effects and a cumulative damage when you reach this final boss. But she does a lot of different things, but the main things you have to worry about in order to get through her easily is you need a character to rewind your specials, and you need a character to remove the resilience. That's all you really need to get through the Big Mom fight, as long as you have the right damage, of course. So talking about characters are going to help you out here. Again, you need a character to remove bind against KonradCurze. Now, characters that can remove bind that would stick out straight away would be Ambush Linlin. Not only does she remove that bind, but she also provides your driven and powerhouse characters with a 2.25 times attack boost after the certain combo hit. So that Big Mom is a pretty good option you could run. Another character you could run would be this Treasure Map Law. Now, he only removes bind by 2 turns, but you could actually apply a support effect like Corazon, hypothetically, or you could run like Whitey Bay. Either of those 2 supports would work exceptionally well on Trafalgar Law in order to get rid of the bind on stage 4 against KonradCurze. And then you need to run some other characters in order to deal damage. Now, another thing as well I forgot to mention is that this Capone, as a friend captain, you could bring that, but his special ability will also remove bind, as well as providing your attack boost. He provides some beneficial slots as well. So Capone, as a friend captain with his special, can also get the job done here as well. But then you got the final boss against Linlin. Now, against Linlin, once again, you need to remove resilience, and you need a unit to reduce your cooldowns. Now, a unit to reduce your cooldowns, this Shanks will provide that. He has the Sailor ability to resist special rewind, and he can use his special ability to reduce your character's cooldowns. So he's going to be a good option to remove that. And then for the resilience buff, we talked about him a little bit earlier, but Wano Zora, again, is another powerful character. You can use his special ability, remove the resilience. He also sets defense to 0, so you can run a conditional booster if you have one. I'm not really too sure if there's a boosted defense down conditional booster unit, but it's an option anyway. So those are all characters that could work, and then around that you would have to run, you know, attack boosters or whatever you want. But you need those characters to remove the debuffs or the buffs on the enemies in order to get through this particular fight. So there we go. That's the rundown of everything so far. I'll be streaming this event as well, so definitely look forward to it. I'm not really too sure which one I want to be farming first. I think I'm either going to be going in on either the Shanks or the Kaito boss fight. I personally didn't pull Capone, which means that farming Big Mom and Blackbeard is dependent on how many Capone friend captains I find. I'm not really too sure which one I want to farm at this current point in time, but hopefully this video helped you guys. You guys should be understanding now what these bosses do and what are some characters that you could identify that are going to make your life a whole lot easier in this boss fight. And remember that, you know, the Capone and the Kid as friend captains are going to be so essential. Well, not really essential. They're not really essential at all, but they make your life a whole lot easier because they have exceptional captain abilities and very powerful special abilities that can help you in this fight. As I said, you don't need them, but they really do help a lot. So that is going to wrap up this video today, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you guys did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.